Welcome to our preview of the mysteries, thrillers, and comedies premiering this month on MHC Choice. We're spanning the globe with powerful and provocative shows from Sweden, Switzerland, Iceland, Italy, France, Germany, plus from South Africa in Afrikaans, our first drama. Positioned on the milder Magellan spectrum, Wise Al Mojvil, a no-nonsense retired investigative judge and amateur birdwatcher who can't stop, won't stop snooping. Off the books, he teams up with a beautiful police detective in search of a father figure. A French favorite since 2013, these shrewd, largely bloodless Bordeaux set mysteries will transport you to marvelous landscapes without grisly crime scene footage. Directed by the daughter of famed actor Ugo Tognazzi, Maria Sole Tognazzi, the four-part Italian series set in Genoa foregrounds a badass detective. Meet the super cool, wears the blues Petra Delicato. The attorney turned inspector played by Paola Cortesi is unsentimental and harbors a spider for a pet.
Non c'è scasso, ma qualcuno è entrato.
Chiunque abiti qui dentro gli vuole bene a questo sgorbi.
Certo è brutto, forte, eh?
Ho visto di peggio.
Petra does not suffer fools. Her unconventional interrogation techniques, like her treatment of a suspected rapist, get results. They also appall her old-school co-worker. There's a new sheriff in town, and we're glad she's on the case. Like Petra, the equally serious Ava doesn't like being told to smile, or anything else for that matter. Having fled childhood traumas, this metropolitan detective returns to her small hometown to help her wild little sister, the single mom, cope in Voiceless. It's no easy task, and the old guard at the station don't make it any easier. Before investigating her first case, she lays out her investigative manifesto.
In Italia una donna su 3 ha subito violenze fisiche o violenze sessuali. Riceviamo 11 denunce al giorno per stupro e più del doppio per maltrattamenti. Ogni anno le donne vittime di femminicidio sono circa 100. Praticamente una donna uccisa ogni 72 ore. 9 volte su 10 l'assassino è un maschio. Non sono io ad avere un problema con gli uomini. Sono gli uomini ad avere un problema con le donne.
Extra added bonus? Although Ava gets off to a rocky start with her colleague, played by the Alligator's Matteo Martari, inevitably sparks fly. In Voiceless, Eva makes a declaration that echoes in the cases of disappearing prepubescent girls like this Little Red Riding Hood snatched in the first minutes of The Promise. The French miniseries toggles in time as traumatized detective Sophia Essaidi investigates ticking clock kidnappings. When she returns home for a girl's disappearance, the past catches up with her while reopening the cold case that broke her father and cracked her family. Disappearing Girls also drive our topical German 2-part legal thriller, Enemies. In part 1, order takes precedence with police detective Jarn Maydell pursuing his perp. But what seems like a slam dunk case unravels when the defense attorney, played by Oscar-nominated Klaus Maria Brandauer, takes center stage in episode 2. And now we jump to the South African coast, where the waterfront contains luxury yachts alongside criminality. How did that body end up on the prow, and who's responsible? In the spirit of our funky French comedy UFOs comes a 1980s set series about a lonely nerd called Cheeky Business. He gets pulled into his fellow students' scheme to exploit new tech, the Minitel, for an old business, sex talk. Add a trip to an expert for pointers, and you have a combination of weird science and the social network. I got caught up in the spin cycle with season 1 last month. Here comes seasons 2 and 3 in a political thriller for lovers of Borgen and House of Cards. Carol Bouquet, the Bond girl and face of Chanel No. 5, who broke out in Buñuel's That Obscure Object of Desire, has the meaty role of the bipolar wife of the newly elected president. When she's feeling manic and wants to blow off steam, don't let her behind the wheel if you seek re-election. on the lighter side, laugh along with this Icelandic black comedy about best friends and frenemies, Vala and Juliana. They're anything but ordinary. The Swiss procedural featuring level-headed Rosa Wilder, which gets off to a hot start in its 3rd season. Returning favorites also include the stylish French retro comedy UFOs, Season 2 of Sweden's The Hunters, and from Germany, Season 3 of the popular Murder by the Lake and Tatort Lindholm Season 2. That's this month on MHZ Choice.
Yes, we all have a hunger.